I had just buried my younger brother, and all I wanted was to come home, lock my bedroom door, and cry in peace. But when I walked into my own house, a complete stranger was sleeping in my bed. What my daughter-in-law said next changed my family forever. Before we get into today's unbelievable story, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell so you never miss another emotional and shocking Reddit story. Now, let's begin. My name is David Carter, and I'm a 62-year-old retired firefighter from Chicago. For 36 years, I ran into burning buildings while everyone else ran out. I thought I'd seen the worst humanity had to offer. I was wrong. The deepest wound I ever received wasn't from a fire. It came from my own family. 8 years ago, I lost my wife Emily to cancer. Losing her nearly destroyed me. The only reason I kept going was because of my son, Ethan, and my younger brother, Michael. Michael wasn't just my brother. He was my best friend. So when the phone rang at 5:30 on a Thursday morning, I never imagined it would be the last time I'd hear his name. A police officer told me Michael had suffered a massive heart attack while driving home. He didn't survive. I felt like half my life disappeared in a single sentence. That same afternoon, I packed a small suitcase and prepared to fly to Denver for his funeral. Before leaving, I gathered everyone in the living room. My son Ethan, his wife Ashley, and Ashley's mother, Linda, who had been staying with us for just a week. That week had somehow turned into almost 3 months. Still, I never complained. "Please take care of the house," I said quietly. "I'll be back in 4 or 5 days." Ashley smiled warmly. "Don't worry, David. Everything will be exactly the way you left it." I believed her. Looking back, that was my biggest mistake. The funeral was heartbreaking. After everyone had left the cemetery, I stayed alone beside Michael's grave until sunset. I talked to him. I cried. I apologized for every argument we'd ever had. When I finally flew back to Chicago, I wasn't thinking about anything except sleeping in my own bedroom. But the moment I opened my front door, something felt wrong. Furniture had been moved. Family photos were missing. Even my late wife's favorite painting had disappeared from the hallway. Then I looked upstairs, and my heart nearly stopped. My bedroom door had been fitted with a brand new electronic lock. I slowly walked toward it, not knowing that what was waiting behind that door would become the biggest betrayal of my life. I stood in front of my bedroom door, staring at the electronic keypad for 23 years. That door had never needed a lock. Slowly, I reached for the handle. Locked. I knocked once. No answer. I knocked again, louder this time. A few seconds later, the door opened. Standing in front of me wasn't my son. It wasn't Ashley. It was Linda. She was wearing my late wife's silk robe, holding my favorite coffee mug. As if she had lived there for years, she looked me up and down and smiled, not a kind smile, a victorious one. Then she calmly said, "You're back earlier than I expected." I stared at her. "What are you doing in my bedroom?" She shrugged. "It's my room now." A second. I honestly thought she was joking. Then Ashley walked into the hallway. "Oh, David, you're home." There wasn't a single tear for my brother, not even a simple, "I'm sorry for your loss." Instead, she looked annoyed that I had interrupted her evening. Pointed toward the room. "What is this?" Ashley sighed. "David, please don't make this into a big deal." "Big deal? My wife died in that room. My memories are in that room." Ashley folded her arms. "My mom's back hurts. The guest room is too small, so we decided she'd be more comfortable here." We decided. Those 2 words echoed in my head. "You decided." Without asking me, Ashley avoided my eyes. "We knew you'd eventually understand." I looked toward the room again. Emily's photographs were gone, her books gone, even the blanket she loved had disappeared. It was as if someone had erased every trace of her. I whispered, "Where are Emily's things?" Linda answered before Ashley could. "In storage." Storage, my chest tightened. "Show me." Ashley led me to the end of the hallway. She opened a tiny storage room. Inside was a cheap folding bed next to it. Cardboard boxes filled with Emily's belongings. Her wedding photo, her letters, her clothes, everything had been thrown together like forgotten junk. I stood there in complete silence. Then I quietly asked, "So, where exactly am I supposed to sleep?" Ashley pointed to the folding bed. "Here." I looked at the tiny room, then back at her. "So while I was burying my brother, you moved my wife's memories into boxes, gave away my bedroom, and expected me to sleep in a storage room?" No one answered. At that exact moment, a front door opened. Ethan walked inside. The smile on his face disappeared the second he saw me. "Dad." He looked at Ashley, then at Linda, then at the storage room. His face turned pale. "What happened?" I looked directly at my son. "That's exactly what I'd like to know." Ashley quickly interrupted. "Ethan, I can explain." But before she could say another word, I calmly reached into my briefcase, pulled out a thick brown folder, and placed it on the dining table. Inside it were documents that none of them had ever seen, documents that were about to turn their confidence into absolute panic. The room fell completely silent. Ashley stared at the brown folder. Linda crossed her arms. Ethan looked confused. I slowly opened the folder and removed a single document. Then I placed it on the dining table. "Deed to this house." Ashley leaned forward. Linda's confident smile faded. Ethan picked up the paper. His eyes moved across the first page, then suddenly stopped. "Dad, it's only in your name." I nodded. 23 years. Ashley forced a nervous laugh. "So, what does that prove?" I looked straight at her. "It proves this isn't your house. It's mine. I never gave anyone permission to take my bedroom." Linda slammed her hand on the table. "You wouldn't throw family out over one room," I calmly replied. "No, I'm asking you to leave because you betrayed me. You waited until I was burying my brother to erase every memory of my wife." Those words hit the room like thunder. No one spoke. Finally, Ethan turned toward Ashley. His voice was shaking. "Tell me the truth. Whose idea was this?" Ashley looked at Linda. Linda stayed silent. Ashley burst into tears. It was Mom's idea. Said your father was old, that he'd never stand up for himself, and that eventually this house would be ours anyway." Ethan looked as if the ground had disappeared beneath him. "What?" Ashley kept crying. "I'm sorry. I thought he'd forgive us, like he always does. For years, I had forgiven every mistake, every excuse, every broken promise. Had mistaken kindness for weakness." I took one last look around my home, then I spoke calmly. "You have 30 days to leave. Arguments, second chances." Ashley fell to her knees. "Please, put everything back. Fix the bedroom." I quietly shook my head. "You can move furniture back. You can't undo betrayal." At that moment, Ethan did something no one expected. He walked upstairs. 5 minutes later, he came back carrying every single box of Emily's belongings, one by one. He returned them to my bedroom. Then he removed the electronic lock from my door. He handed me the keypad. "I'm sorry, Dad. I should have protected you." Tears filled my eyes. For the first time since my brother's funeral, I hugged my son. Weeks later, Ashley and Linda moved out. Ethan chose to leave with them for a while, saying he needed time to think about the kind of man he wanted to become. Months passed. One evening, Ethan knocked on my door. He wasn't asking for money. He wasn't asking for the house. He simply wanted another chance to be my son. I opened the door and hugged him, because forgiveness doesn't erase the past, but it can build a better future for those who truly change. I restored my bedroom exactly as Emily had left it. Her favorite painting hung on the wall again. Her books returned to the shelf. Her lavender candle filled the room with its familiar scent. Every night before going to sleep, I looked at her photograph and whispered, "I kept my promise, Emily. No one will ever take our home away." If you enjoyed this emotional Reddit story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell so you never miss our next unforgettable story. And before you leave, click the video that's now on your end screen. It's even more shocking and emotional than this one. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.